and the trouble in the townships. So the slide there talks about the unrest of 84 to 85 and the leading role of the youth. Then here we look at the term comrades, and according to this website, it gave the militant youth, that's militant comes from military, from fighting, so the youth that are now fighting for their rights, a sense of identity and belonging. The youth brought energy, vibrancy. The website mentions the toi. Again, we've got the word militant, so a good word to learn, dance, and used to make sure that the security police were really afraid. Instill, it makes it go right inside. And they're referred to as the young lions. Comrades are politically motivated. And the website says there they saw themselves as different from the ordinary youth in the townships. So the young people who called themselves comrades, much more fighting, much more militant, and taking the lead in the unrest. Now we need to look at this. They targeted local councillors and they called them collaborators. And we also need to look at the word informers, and they also attacked people who didn't participate. So we would say that these people were passive. Informer, somebody who tells the police, gives them information, informer. Collaborator, somebody who's working with the police against the comrades. And then ruthless. Ruthless is when you show no pity, no mercy for somebody. And the two things mentioned here is making them swallow washing powder or fish oil. And obviously, sometimes the residents were alienated from the youth. So they were like aliens, like strangers, and weren't very happy about the young people. However, the comrades' actions did make the townships ungovernable. The ongoing presence of security forces in the townships intensified, made stronger the anger of the youth, and led to violent confrontations with police and army. They used crude guerrilla tactics. Guerrilla tactics, things like petrol bombs, burning barricades, throwing rocks, they're all considered guerrilla tactics, not the kind of way that a normal army works. The situation in many townships had descended into an urban civil war. And because of this, there was a state of emergency, which was declared. And now what I want to look at is the kind of vehicle that the police and the army were using in the township. So there's a photograph for you of a Casper. I'm going to come back to that in just a moment. The South African police and the Defence Force were essential to the government's total strategy, this policy, this plan to make sure that the country became secure, but above all, to crush all opposition. So the police were given the task of making sure the country was secure internally. So the police are in the townships, they're armed, almost like soldiers, and they traveled in armored cars. And the one mentioned here is the Hippo. And it was designed to resist landmines, and then it was brought into the townships during the Soweto uprising. And then this slide mentions the Casper. So let's just read what it tells us about them. Mine resistant, ambush protected vehicle. It's a troop transport, but used in the townships, and it was seen as an icon of the repression of black protesters by the apartheid government. And so we go back and we look at this. An icon means that when you see that vehicle, it equals for you police brutality, government repression, crushing opposition. So just have another look at it. That is your Casper.